Funky Friday. Funky Friday. Funky Friday.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? It's your pal Steve Witchell here, founder of Cover Band Central. It is Friday, March 4th, 6:28 p.m. for me Central Time here in New Orleans. Coming to you live. If it's not that time equivalent in your time zone, you're watching the replay. But we are broadcasting live right now on the Cover Band Central Facebook page, in the Cover Band Central Facebook group, and on the Cover Band Central YouTube channel, which you should subscribe to. And I was supposed to put a link in the description and I didn't. So if you want to go, if you're not watching on YouTube, you can go to YouTube, search Cover Band Central and subscribe there. I kind of did this sort of hastily. I was like, I really need to go live today. And I forgot to put all that stuff in the description, but you guys will find it, right? How is everybody doing? Say hello. Tell me where you're from. And let me know what's going on. I know it's Friday and it's Friday night for a lot of people. So you might be out gigging, you might be on the way to a gig, or maybe you're off tonight. If so, you might be just sitting home watching or on your phone. Either way, let me know who you are, where you're from. You don't have to let me know who you are. I'll see your name if you leave a comment, but where you're from is cool. Like Peter did here, and I'll show it on the screen. Peter's from Austria. We got, wow, lots of people all over the world. I have no idea how to say that name, but in Greece, Tim's here. What's up, Tim? Floyd is in Sydney, Australia. We're all over the world, everybody. Cover Band Central is worldwide, in case you didn't know that. Columbia, South Carolina, David. Gregory's in Marion, Ohio. We got Rick in Massachusetts. We got Dave in Alabama. I remember Dave from the Wisdom Hour podcast we did a couple weeks ago. Dave was in there. Got lots more people coming in. So yeah, the topic is about money, and I know this is a big one for everybody. But before we get to that, I'm trying to do a test, and that was one of the reasons I came in here to do this. Facebook has offered for pages, and for our page for Cover Band Central, a thing called Stars, which is, I believe, is a way that you can tip us. You can tip during a live broadcast. So somebody let me know if you see that option there. I'm not saying you need to tip. If you want to, you can. But let me know if that option is available to you, if you see it somewhere while you're watching this broadcast, because I have no idea. I have no way to check it while I'm doing this. So please, somebody let me know if that's something you see there. So I want to get this going, this program working, and I just got this email today about it. So I'm kind of trying this out to see if it works. I'm missing a lot of people here that are saying hello. We got George in Canada, in Alberta. Paul is in Minnesota. Stage is set at the casino. We go on at 9. Very cool. I just played at a casino during the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, in Tunica, Mississippi, for 3 nights, which was pretty cool. Brian's in Florida. What's up, Brian? I'm sorry. I apologize if I miss you because these comments are coming in pretty quick here. But Christian's in Rhode Island. Area 43 in Sumter, South Carolina. And lots more coming in here too. So Amelia's in Mobile. I used to live in Mobile years ago. But again, yeah, somebody let me know if you see that stars option where you can send us stars. Somebody let me know about that. And then I'll go from there. But I haven't done a Funky Friday in a while. And I have these sort of daily themes, Monday through Friday themes that are all sort of specific themes for each weekday, and I haven't done them in a long time. Last year was a tumultuous year. I know for everybody with COVID, but for me, because I got COVID and I got it pretty bad. I was in the hospital. Some of you guys know that, and my recovery period was extensive. So getting back into the swing of everything took a while, and I'm still doing it. Okay, Area 43 said not seeing stars on your end. So I don't know how that works. And Ken said no either. All right, so Facebook told me, tell your watchers about it. So I'm telling you. But if you don't see it, then I don't know how to make this active. Martha's in Jersey. Oops. Sorry, there we go. Martha, Jersey girl. What's up, Martha? Of course, I'm from Jersey as well. Some people know that. Amelia said, I'm glad I'm doing better. Thank you. I'm not seeing stars anywhere. Kevin, too. All right. I don't know. I don't know then. I don't know. Well, if you no stars, Mike said no stars. So nobody's seeing this. All right. Well, all right. Well, if you do want to send a tip, I'll put in an address here that you can do that with. Let me know if this comes up. That's how you spell Coverband Central, right? Okay. What's up? Marianne is in Ireland. All right. So I put that link in for a PayPal thing if you want to send a tip that way. You can do that because I do all this stuff for free, by the way. So any little bit helps. It is very, very time consuming and somewhat costly to do all this stuff. So there's the group, there's the page, there's the YouTube channel, there's the website, there's the podcast, there's all sorts of Cover Band Central stuff that you can find. But let's talk about the topic anyway. I'm going to give you a little bit of insight into my little world. Oh yeah, Tim said, okay, that's a good thing. He said he doesn't see it, but it might pop up during the broadcast. So let's see. Let's just keep talking and we'll see if something like that does happen. Anyway, so a little insight into my world, which is it's perhaps something I shouldn't share, but I'm going to anyway because I full disclosure is kind of the way I go with all of what I do here. And I think it's important to be honest and forthright with all the stuff that goes on in my world and in my experience in order to, make this help everybody else out in this community and kind of all of us come together and kind of elevate the whole thing. And I've been talking about this already for years, really, but I do want to know your experiences as well. But I'm going to tell you mine. I work on, those of you who don't know, I live in New Orleans. I work in Bourbon Street. I play full time. And I've been here for almost 12 years now. I'm from New Jersey originally. And the way we are paid is per set. And a set is considered 45 minutes. And we will generally play more than one set in a row. So we are paid per each 45 minutes that we play. And we would generally always play at least 2 sets in a row. So an hour and a half, often 3 sets in a row, 2 hours and 15 minutes in a row on stage, standing on your feet, playing songs. It's a lot of songs and it's a lot of time to put in. And we get paid a set amount of money for each set. And then we get paid once a week. So if we play, for instance, right now I'm playing Monday through Thursday, and then I'll get paid for that the following week for whatever sets we did. Dom's here. What's up, Dom? It's my buddy Dominic from New Jersey. I just saw him about a month ago, and he's got a really cool studio. Not as cool as mine, though, Dom, right? Huh? Yeah, there it is back here. Anyway, and one of the best guitar players I've ever played with, too. So anyway, so we get this set amount of pay for each set, and we get tips as well. And it's in New York or in New Orleans, it's a very tip-oriented culture. It's pretty much everybody who performs in the French Quarter, no matter what they're doing. There's street artists, there's buskers and people working in clubs. Pretty much everybody takes tips, and everybody has a way to take tips. They'll have a bucket or a cup or something to accept tips. And quite often for bands, what we do is we'll walk around the room like once per set with the tip bucket and have people come in. But we also have it in the front of the stage where people can walk up, and quite often people will make requests, and give a tip for that. So that's another way that we drive some income. My issue here, and I know this is an issue with everybody too, is that when I started playing here 12 years ago, we were making a set amount of money per set. We are still making that same amount of money per set 12 years later. In that time, drink prices have gone up many times. Cost of living goes up, and you guys know gas prices are going up. Lots of things. Cost of living is an issue. It always is an issue. But our pay has not changed. And that drives me absolutely crazy because I think we're being taken advantage of. You can see a discernible difference in a club when a band is playing versus when a band is not playing, as far as how many people are in there, how much money the bar is making. It's considerable. The bars make way more money when there is a live band or live music happening in there. More people come in, more people spend money, more people stay longer, especially if the band or the artist, whoever's performing, is good. The reason that we haven't gotten a pay increase is because they don't have to. They don't have to increase our pay because musicians in this city will work. There'll always be somebody working that is willing to take that amount of money. And there's really nothing that can be done about it unless everybody sort of comes together and demands, hey, we want a price increase. We want a pay increase. And that I don't see happening. But on an individual basis in a club or for a band, I think it's a doable thing. But again, there's a risk. People think that if they ask for more, then they're risking losing their job. I think that's bunk. I think you're still able to go in and say, hey, look, we're worth this amount of money. We're worth more than what we're getting paid. And I don't think anybody really has the stones to go in and ask for that. Now, the band that I play in, I'm not the band leader, so I am not going to jump rank and go to management and say, that we need to get paid. It's up to the people who are band leaders. I have found a way, though, to make a little bit more money with tips. And I'm sharing this with you too. And this is kind of a bonus for the guy who is advertising with CBC. And I want you all to go check it out. If you're performing, if you're in a working situation and in a place where you can take requests and you can take tips, you need to do this. So if you're not part of the group, the Cover Band Central group, go there and join it. If you are in the group, there's a featured post. It's at the top. It's pinned to the top. It's in the featured post area, and there's a little description about it, and there's a link, and it's an app that you can have you use when you're playing live. You put in all your songs, and people can scan a QR code. You hang up a QR code around the club or put it on tables, put it on the bar. People can scan it and they can pick a song and request it, and they can tip the band that way. And I've been using this thing for a month or so, maybe even 2 months, about a month and a half, and it works great. It works great. People love it. People love it's like a little game, and it's kind of a live jukebox where people see it, they scan the QR code, they scroll through our song list, and then pick a song, tip the band. You can set a tip amount, a minimum tip amount, and generally people will tip sometimes more than the tip amount. So please, all you guys, go and check that out. Check that post out in the Cover Band Central group. It's a featured post at the top. Check out this app. It's really killer. It can really supplement your pay that you're getting. So that's one solution that I have found. So I want to know what else you guys are doing. So let me scroll back through some comments here. Tim asks, have the tips increased every year or about the same on average as they were 12 years ago? I'm probably about the same average. Yeah. Because some nights are better than others. Sometimes you have people in the room that have a lot of money and they want to spend money. and sometimes you get $100 bills in that tip jar, or $100 bill for a request. So it fluctuates. It's not. I guess the average, it's still about the same. Yeah, Mike said in the Netherlands, no stars here. Maybe it's a setting. I thought I did turn on the setting. That's why I was like, all right, let me go live and see if this works. Because I went through all the steps that Facebook asked me to do, and I don't know. Yeah, Alexander, promise amateur gigs versus professional gigs. Yeah, I mean, people will undercut. Bands will go in and take less, and bars will happily pay less. So that is an issue. Everybody thinks they're worth more. Reality is bums on the seat. That's absolutely true. But I tell you what, Peter, in New Orleans, there's an art to getting people in the room and keeping them there. And we're in a city where you don't have to pay an admission price to get in, and you can walk in and out with alcohol. So getting people in the room and keeping them there there's an art to it, and there's not a lot of seats, so most of it is standing. But I know what you mean. Yeah, I agree. Christina said Music and Art said musicians need to be more serious about their business. Absolutely. And most aren't. A lot of people, I can't say most aren't, but a lot of people are not, and don't know how to market themselves and things like that. Yeah, James put a log comment up here, and I can't put it on the screen because it's going to cover my face, but bands need to stop shortchanging other bands. You can still get gigs without saying yes to $100 for a 3-hour set. You can. The app, Martha asked about it. It's in the group. It's called Next Song, and it's I don't know the URL off the top of my head, but it's in the Facebook Cover Band Central group. If you're not part of the group, you got to join the group and check it out. But it's in a featured post at the top. Thank you, Barbara. She said you deserve every cent. I hope people see this because, like, most people would not have known how to help. Thank you. And Peter also asks, "What's the app?" So yeah, it's called Next Song, and if you Google it, you're not going to find it because it's brand new and it's part of a bigger company. It's a sort of a division of a bigger company. But please check out that post in the group. Danny said, "Thank you for being bold enough to discuss this with calmness class." Thanks, Danny. I'm calm right now. I'm not always calm about it. Sometimes I get pretty riled up about it. Yeah, Alexander said in Australia, they don't have a tip culture. It's different everywhere, and it depends on the kind of gig. It's certain gigs you can't take tips. You're playing weddings, you're playing a corporate event, you generally are not taking tips there. Unless somebody comes up and says, "Hey, I want to give you an extra $100 to play another song." Like at a wedding, that'll happen at weddings sometimes, where the wedding party, somebody from the wedding party will come up and hand you an envelope, say, "I'm going to give you an extra $400 if you play another hour," or something like that. That happens quite a bit. Yeah, John said a sign with your PayPal or Venmo helps. Not everyone has cash these days, and I agree with that to an extent, because I think you should do that, but it's still a little bit more labor intensive for people to give you a tip that way. When you have a QR code, and if you can do a QR code with your PayPal or your Venmo, then do that, because that's way, way easier for people to access. They open their phone, open the camera, scan the QR code, boom, they're right there, and they can tip you. So I think everybody that can take tips should be doing that. Thing that maybe might help is live stream your sets. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. Tom says one thing that maybe might help is live stream your sets and charge a small fee. That's something you can definitely do. It's somewhat technologically challenging to get a good live stream, but if you have the means to do that and the motivation to do that, you can make a lot more money online with your live stream than you're making in the club or in your gig, at your gig. So that's something I'd love to be doing with our gigs, but logistically it's nearly impossible. But Bill said, imagine bands that got paid more 40 years ago than they do now. I don't want to imagine that, Bill. Okay. Yes, Ronnie said, don't forget to file taxes and pay self-employment tax as well. Long comment. You can read that if you're following along here. As Matt said, thanks for trying to help fellow musicians. You're welcome. I mean, I'm a musician. I'm a working musician, so I know what it's like. I know what the deal is here with all this, and I want to really, I mean, that's part of the reason I started Cover Band Central, is to help this entire community. So that's what I'm doing, trying to do anyway. I'm doing my best, people. Okay. Yeah. Rich said, here in Georgia, tips are someone getting you a shot or beer. That's another thing you can do. And anybody that knows me and has worked with me or has seen me on stage, and when I get on the mic, that is something I say all the time. I always mention that if, you know, the bartenders, not all of them like to have their name broadcast over the microphone, but most of them do. And I make sure I learn the bartenders' names. And I always say, make sure you take care of Nancy behind the bar, and you know, drink up, get some shots. And the band likes to drink too. So if you want to buy the band a round of shots, tell Nancy, she knows what we like. Just say, I want to buy the band a round of shots. And 9 times out of 10, that works. People will do that. They like it. It's fun. It's not, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. People like to spend money, and it's entertaining for them too. And you know, they'll be proud of it. I bought the band a round of shots, and they'll take pictures and take video of that. Ian said, I've been in those Bourbon Street bars. You definitely deserve to be paid properly. Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm speaking for everybody that works on Bourbon Street, and I haven't gotten everybody's permission to speak for them, but I've worked with dozens and dozens of people in the city, and I don't think anybody would dispute that we deserve to be paid more. And if I had a way to get in touch with the top brass, I said before, I don't really want to jump rank, but if I had a way to get in touch with the top brass and have a sit down with that person or people, I would do it in a heartbeat, because I know why we deserve more, and I can cite examples, and I think I could talk them into it. But have any of you ever had that, where you had to go in, where you were making a certain amount of money, say at a particular venue, and then you felt like, okay, we deserve more, and you went and did that, and you went went to that manager or owner and had to sit down, or maybe it was just in an email or a phone call. I'm curious to know if anybody has done that and has been successful with that, where say you were making $100 a man and you felt like, okay, we deserve $150 a man. And you went in and you talked to whoever the powers may be and said that, and were successful. I'd love to hear that story or those stories. All right. So there's not much more that I can really give you as far as information about this from my end, but I know that I mean, various gigs pay different amounts. Like somebody was talking about casino before, and I played casino last week, or during this week. Today's Friday. It still was this week, and that pays better. You know, it pays better than playing on Bourbon Street or playing a local pub, a local bar. Types of gigs, types of bands too. Tribute bands tend to make the most money, or if you're doing weddings and corporate events, you make generally more money than you will if you play at bars and clubs and pubs like that. Yeah, and this topic comes up a lot. Eric says never play for free unless needed for a cause. Tips are a bonus. You know, that's conversation has come up a lot, and I've played for free many times, generally for a cause, not for exposure. Don't do that, guys. That's the death knell. Paul said start high, and I agree. If you're looking to make more money, aim way higher than you're expecting. You know, if you really want 150 a man, ask for 200. You know, let them talk you down, because they're not going to offer you more. That never happens. So aim high. Agreed. Yeah, Tom says non-musicians don't realize that, yes, you get paid to gig, but you don't get paid to rehearse, to travel. Definitely need to get paid better. You don't get paid for the lessons, for the strings, for the drum heads, for everything else that comes along with being a working musician. There's a lot of cost involved. And that's the thing. Tim says some local places will bump you if you ask for more. I guess it depends on how well you draw. And that's the fear that a lot of people have. And I wish people would get over that fear. Think, oh my God, if I ask more, they're not going to hire us. Or that, yeah, maybe. But if you're a good band and you bring people in all the time to wherever you're playing, there's no basis for that fear. The worst that can really happen is they could say, no, we're going to keep paying you what we've been paying you. And your option there is take it or don't play there. Play somewhere else where somebody's going to pay you more. Raymond said hello from Spokane, Washington State. Yours truly, Raymond Brewer. Elvis Aaron Brewer. I've been to Spokane a time or two. I have some friends up there. Love it. Eric said use an agent. You can do that, and that is a good option because agents know how to haggle. They know how to ask for more, but you also have to pay them too. So, yeah, Ray, good guy here. He knows the deal, and he said market. The internet is your friend. If you don't know how to market, learn. There's so many people that are not taking advantage of the internet and the opportunities to market your stuff. The internet is a gold mine if you know what you're doing. And it's not hard. You just have to learn. Try to do some research. Read some of the articles I've written on the website, coverbandcentral.com. Learn how to market your band or your project, whatever it is you're doing. That's the hope too. David said, if the bar drops you and your band was drawing more people, the bar will reconsider when they notice their patrons suddenly not showing up. That's certainly the hope. They'll say, hey, X band was drawing, 300 people, and now we got this YZ band that is drawing 50 people, and we're paying them the same amount. No, let's get X band back in here because they're more people and we're making more money. It's all about money, guys. It really is. It's all about sales for the venue. How much are they making? Are they making money with you there? Are you selling drinks? That's how they decide what to pay you. I don't know if Christina's asking me, but what do you think is a fair price per musician? Honestly, it depends on the gig. It depends on the venue. It depends on your location. It depends on how many people are in the band. There's a lot of factors, but a fair price. How long is the gig? I don't know. Okay. And I guess she said she's talking 45 minutes. 45 minute gig? I don't know. 45 minute set. I don't know. I think really, it's tough to answer because it depends on a lot of factors. You got a 3-piece band, you're playing in a local pub that has a pool table and a jukebox, and you're going in and doing 3 1-hour sets. How much are you worth for that? Well, How many people are there? How many people are staying there because you're there? How many people are drinking and spending money because you're there? Dancing, bringing other people, telling other people about you, coming back the next time. You know, I've traveled for gigs in my career. I've traveled 3 hours to make $100 many times, but I love to play too. So is that fair? No, it's not. So what's fair? Hard to say. Yes. Yeah, and gas prices, obviously, like Paul pointed out, are really hurting now. Clubs 50 to 100 miles away are not willing to cover the increase, obviously. Should we eat it or give it up? That's your call, man. That's a personal choice. And it's on a case-by-case basis. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I would never say give it up. I would never do that. As much as I've wanted to do that many times, give it up. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I never do. That's another way to supplement your income. Tom said, take merchandise. If you have a band and a logo and a name and a website and a Facebook page, get some merch, get some t-shirts, hats, guitar picks, stickers, sell that stuff and supplement your gig income that way. All right, guys. So again, I'm going to put this link in here again because I'm a little disappointed that the stars thing didn't come up, because Facebook was like, yeah, you're eligible, here you go, sign up, blah blah blah, and nobody is seeing it yet, I guess. So I'm gonna have to get on the phone with Zuckerberg and see what the deal is. But you can send a tip for Cover Band Central. It's www.paypal.me/CoverBandCentral. I think I actually have a thing here. There it is. PayPal.me/CoverBandCentral if you want to throw a buck or two in the Cover Band Central tip bucket. That's how you can do that. And I put the link in. It's showing up on YouTube and on the Cover Band Central Facebook page. Please go check out YouTube. There's a lot of videos on there. There's the podcasts that we've done, many episodes of that, and more of these type of videos that I've done on the YouTube channel. Go there and subscribe. And if you're not part of the group, again, go to the group, join the group, check out that featured post with this this thing where you can get a tip on your phone in real time at your gigs. It's really super cool, and it has significantly increased the tips that we make. So I encourage all of you, if you're out there performing in a place where you can take tips, go and check that out and get started with it, because it can't hurt, and people love it. I'm telling you, people that are in the crowd, they love it. It's like a little live jukebox, and you're like animatronics on stage where they can get you to play whatever they want. So all right, guys, I'm gonna do more of these videos. I'm gonna get back to the daily things next week, and you'll probably be seeing me a lot more often now that Facebook is offering more incentives here. But be good, get out there, make some money, and be safe, everybody. And I'll see you soon.
Funky Friday.